The winter season is upon us, and you may or may not know that the winter season is not the kindest to our natural hair. So our hair care routines and regimens will become more and more important as we approach the colder climates. So in this video, I'm going to give you just a few tips on how you can prepare your hair for the winter season. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to The Real ZedBee. I am Zintle, and I use this platform to share about my lock journey, as well as give some tips and tricks on how you can style and maintain your locks from the comfort of your own home. So, as winter is coming upon us, I thought this would be an appropriate time for me to create a series which will basically cover how best you can prepare your hair for winter. And yes, since my channel is more focused on locks, a lot of my tips will be focused on locks, but I'm sure you can use a lot of my tips on your loose natural hair as well. So don't despair if you don't have locks. I still have you covered. As you know, locks are also natural hair. It's just here and there where we would differ in our hair care routines. Otherwise, feel free to take some of my tips into consideration for the care of your natural loose hair. So it's April, right? You may be asking yourself, but isn't it a little too early to be thinking about winter? I mean, we barely have gotten rid of summer. I mean, we're in autumn, and the answer is no, it is not too early. Although technically it is autumn, you can already feel it's getting a lot more chilly. And also, one thing about autumn is that the weather is very spontaneous. So today it'll be like 30 degrees Celsius, tomorrow it's 17 degrees Celsius. So in this transition period, you should have already started thinking about how best you're going to prepare your hair for the colder climates and how you will protect your hair for the colder climates. But if you have not, again, do not despair. I am here to help you. And we still have a lot of time to go until winter actually starts. So yeah, so you may be asking as well, is it important for me to protect my hair during winter? I mean, what if I'm one of those people whose hair doesn't get too dry in winter? And yes, I did allude to this conversation in this video up here. So if you haven't watched it, please go ahead and watch it after this video. But basically, my hair personally gets a lot drier in the summer months because obviously I'm swimming, I'm out in the sun, I'm doing all of these things that exposes my hair to a loss in moisture. However, however, I did not mean by that in winter my hair does not experience adverse effects. Please don't get me wrong. Because what happens actually in winter is that the cold climate means that there is less moisture in the air. So if you were to walk out, it means that your hair would, one, emit the moisture that it already has into the environment in order to balance the absence of moisture. Okay, now we're getting scientific, okay? Okay, so it means that the moisture that you have put into your hair emits into the atmosphere, okay? So it means that your hair will tend to then dry out more quickly and more frequently in the winter months. And as your hair dries out, your scalp as well will also dry out, and a dry scalp and dry hair equals brittle hair that is growing, which means that you're at a higher possibility of your hair breaking and damaging. So that is what we mean when you need to prepare your hair for winter, because winter's cold climate has a very adverse effect on our natural hair. Because of your hair losing its moisture a lot more quickly and struggling to retain moisture because of what is going on in the climate, then what tends to happen is that your hair tends to break at the ends. And if you're someone with loose natural hair, this means that you will suffer from split ends. If you have locks, then you'll see that your ends tend to then suffer and break off. so your ends will thin out and then eventually they will break off. So what I tend to do in winter is I tend to cover my hair a lot. I love to wear dukes, I love to wear beanies, I love to wear any sort of covering over my hair. So that is why I personally said that my hair gets drier in the summer than in the winter. But winter does have a very serious and adverse effect on your hair. And also, even if you are someone who is maybe a homebody, maybe you're working from home and you're thinking, but I'm working from home, I'm not exposed to the elements, so do I really need to listen to these tips? And the answer is definitely. There's a high chance that even though you're at home, that you have cranked up the heat, you've got your heater going, or if you have like central temperature system, it's highly likely that you have it on heat. So being constantly exposed to that heat will also dry your hair out, which means that your hair will be brittle and eventually will break off. That is the adverse effect that winter has on your hair. So that's why I thought it was important for me to create this series, so that we can all flourish, we can all have flourishing and nice healthy hair even after the winter season. Okay, so what will I be sharing in this series? Basically, in this series, I'll be sharing just some products that you need to make sure you have before the winter starts, my personal winter preparation routine, and also just some other tips that will help you protect and prepare your hair for the winter season. So if you have some questions and concerns about your hair in this transitional period and also in the winter season period, then please leave them down in the comment section below, so that I can be able to address those in the episodes of the series that I'm going to start. I want to make sure that it is as fruitful as possible, so I really need like your personal challenges and questions and concerns. I will be posting this series every single Sunday, so please keep your eyes locked on this channel. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I post, and that you don't miss a single moment of this series. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.